interval is the distance between two notes. The intervals are the basis for the melody, and not only. Harmony is also created from intervals. I remember when I was a boy, I had first heard of the Chariots of Fire by Vangelis. This part starts with a horn playing that phrase. These two notes are an interval of fifth. Since then, whenever I've been listening to the interval, I've been saying, this sounds like in the Chariots, so it's a fifth. Let's look at the intervals. Second, third, fourth, fifth, sixth, seventh, and eighth. The space is determined by the number that is the distance between the two notes and the word that gives the exact number in tone and semitones. The words are for second, third, sixth, and seventh intervals, diminished, minor, major, and augmented. For fourth and fifth intervals, diminished, perfect, and augmented. Each one of these terms is a semitone away from the next one. So, a diminished interval is a semitone smaller than the minor, 2 semitones from the major, and 3 from the augmented interval. Why do they need these terms? CE is interval of third, but it's a different distance from C sharp E or from the C sharp E flat. So the number isn't enough to determine the interval. Now it will be very useful if we have good knowledge of the previous chapters. The distances created from the first note of every major scale to the next ones, due to the construction of the scale, are major or perfect for fourth and fifth intervals. Let's take the easy scales we always choose. C major scale. CD is an interval of second major. CE, third major. CF, fourth perfect. CG, fifth perfect. CA, sixth major. And CB, seventh major. How do we know that? This is the construction of the major scale. The minor scales, for example, have different intervals. But, like I said, the major scales can be used as a way to learn the intervals. Let's look at a few examples. CA is sixth major. It's the first and sixth notes of the scale. CA flat is sixth minor, a semitone smaller than the previous one. Do sharp A flat interval is sixth diminished, while the C A sharp is sixth augmented. All of this can be found by a simple comparison of the requested interval with an interval that we already know. Let's look at another interval, and here we'll need to think more. A D sharp. If A is the tonic, do you remember what we do in order to find A major key signature? First, we have to find the leading tone, that is a semitone before the tonic. It is G sharp, so A major signature is F, C, and G sharps. So, A, D is a perfect fourth, and the interval we are looking for is a semitone bigger. So, A, D sharp is an augmented fourth. You see, when we start, we need to do a whole process to find the result. The truth is, by practicing, all this procedure will become much faster. Let's look at another space. F, E flat. Let's take F note as tonic. Do you remember that we had said that it was the only scale with a natural note name and has one flat key signature, B flat. So, what do we know about the F major scale? That F E interval, first and seventh of the scale, is a seventh major. So, the interval we are looking for is a seventh minor interval. Let's assume we have F sharp, E flat interval. We can still use the F major scale. F E is, as we know, seventh major, F E flat is seventh minor, and F sharp E flat is a seventh diminished interval.